Hello there, viewer. Welcome back again, and I hope you had a great weekend and the past week was good with you. So, this is Victoria's chat room, episode 5, and if you have been following, I guess you know what we are all about: social, relationship, financial, personal development issues. And thank you for being consistent with me. Now, before we proceed, please kindly follow my page. Just click the follow and like button, and also you can subscribe to my YouTube channel at Pony Victoria Abraham. You can also send me a WhatsApp if you have any follow-ups at +2119217209773, or you can send me an email at ponyvictoriaabraham@gmail.com, and I will be able to get back to you. Now, for these discussions, please kindly feel free to express your views on the comment section. And if you also have topics that you want me to discuss about, you can send me an inbox with your details. If you also want to be hosted on this program, please, it would be my pleasure to have you just share your details and what you want to talk about. Thank you. So today on episode 5 of Victoria's chat room, I would like to talk about something that has been bothering me, and it has affected so many people that I know, so many friends, so many families have broken because of these issues. And we seem to be silent about it, but it's something that is destroying marriages. And that is the issue of childlessness in a marriage. Now, why do I want to talk about this? I have seen my friends, I have seen my relatives, I have seen my neighbors, people that I know struggling with this, playing the blame games, one party blaming the other, and marriages breaking because of children. But particularly, I was pushed to talk about this because I received a text from a friend of mine. And this is how the text read. I will not share his name for confidentiality purposes, but I am going to use his situation as a basis for this discussion. And this is what he writes. Hello, Victoria. I followed your posts on relationships and I think you have some ideas. I have a problem and I need your help. We have been married with my wife for 4 years now and we don't have children yet. We have tried moving for several medical checkups and attentions, but the medical doctors say we are all fine. But I want children and my wife is putting me on pressure. They want me to send her away and get another wife who can give me children. And me also, I'm considering that. What do you advise me? So this was the message I received from a friend of mine who has been married for 4 years. And despite medical reports suggesting that both him and his wife are okay, he still is inclined to believe that there is a problem with his wife, probably. And his family also thinks there is a problem with the wife. Now, he thinks, or his family thinks, sending the wife away will give him children when he gets another wife. So this is why I want to talk about this. And I know so many of you will identify with me. Will identify with this problem. Some of you have experienced this, have gone through this. And some of you have seen people or have loved ones who are going through this similar situation. In our society today, children have become the basis for marriage. And this has twisted the entire concept of marriage. We think and we believe that we are entitled to have children the moment we marry. It's compulsory, it's a must, to a point that people marry just to have children. There are people who honestly marry because they want to have children. So in their head, the moment you marry, you're supposed to have children. This is the problem in our society now. And then in our context, the moment a marriage fails to have children, automatically by default, it's the wife's fault. In-laws will come tormenting you, your husband will victimize you, neighbors will talk about you. Everyone comes and automatically pushes the blame on the wife. You will go for medical reports like this friend of medical examinations like this friend of mine shared. And the results will come out and say your wife has no problem. But your family will still say there's a problem with her. Even you will not believe. You will think the medical report is not right. But yours is right, but hers is not right. You will find excuses to put the blame on the wife. No matter what, we will try as much as possible to blame the woman for our childlessness. That is the biggest thing that is happening in our society. Now, I don't know the idea. I don't know where we get the idea that the woman should always, like, how does it develop in your mind that she is barren because we don't have children? How does it just hit that every time there is childlessness, we blame the woman? How does it just come to your mind? If you sit and ask yourself, if you can trust your own medical report, why don't you trust the medical report of your wife? And it goes as far as sometimes, in summary, if completely there is nothing medically wrong with the wife, they will begin to look for histories. Maybe the bride price of the mother was not paid. Maybe the uncle is not happy with her. Maybe she did abortions. Maybe they will look for, like, they always have a way to create a possibility that it is your fault. Maybe there is a problem with your relatives. Maybe there are things in your house that have not been handled. You see, these things keep coming up. And then you, the woman, will be troubled. You solve one crisis after another. You go to apologizing from one uncle to another uncle. You go putting one prayer after another prayer, but things are not happening. Because you're not the problem. But you have believed that you're the problem, and everyone else has believed that you're the problem. So people don't know where the problem is, but they're assuming a problem that does not exist. Now you're solving problems that don't exist, and it's not working out. And that is a problem in our society now. If the medical report ever says that their son has a problem, they will never believe that one. They will still think it is you. It will reach to a point that some will even think that you have bewitched their son. Or they will say the medical report is not correct. That is what is happening. And now it will be hell for the woman the moment a medical report indeed proves that this woman has a problem. You're done with. Your in-laws will help you pack your things and send you out. Or your husband will personally pack your things and send you out of his house. Because in our context, we have made it that we have every right to have children. We are supposed to have children. We are entitled to have children. That is the very unfortunate situation we have created for ourselves. But let us go back to understanding the basis of marriage. What is a marriage? Why do we marry? No, I know in your heart you want to have children. You marry because of children. But that is not why you marry. If you want children, you can as well have baby mamas. They can give you children. You don't need to marry someone to be a father, right? Or to be a parent. You don't. There are so many people who have children now, but they're not married. Are they not having children? So marriage is not for children. The number one sole reason or basis for marriage is companionship. You marry so that you're not alone. You marry so that you have someone you call your own. You marry so that you have a shoulder to lean on. You marry so that you walk together with someone. You marry so that you become a team. You become partners. You don't marry for children. In the initial stage of marriage, children are not there. It's the two of you, and that is why you marry. Your spouse, who is your wife or your husband, is your first gift from God. They are your first gift and they are your first blessing from God, not your children. Because that is the person that you are not born with, you are not raised with, you knew nothing about, but God takes you and sends you to that person. That is your number one gift. Now, until you start treating your wife or your partner as a gift from God, as your number one blessing from God, you're getting the entire marriage thing wrong and it will fail. And let me tell you, men, every wife comes into your life with a package of her own blessings. I don't know how it works, but God has designed it that way. Every wife comes with her own package. Some men, the moment they get married, their business start working out, they start getting jobs. Certain things begin to work out in your life. Financial problems begin to disappear. And sometimes you will think that maybe the wife is working hard, or you might think that maybe it's the notion of behind every successful man there is a woman. But believe me, the wife being just in your life alone is a blessing of its own. She comes with her own spirit of blessing. She comes with her own gifts. She comes with her own natural charm. That the moment she is with you, certain doors open in your life, because that is how God has made it. He created her for you. So the moment you meet your wife, you come together, there are certain things that begin to change in your life for the better. Now you need to see your wife for who she is. She is your first gift and your first blessing from God, not your children. And your wife is the only person you're entitled to, because she's the only one that you walk to. Her family, her father and her mother, and you ask for her hand in marriage by yourself, and you bring her, you choose her for yourself. Nobody chose her for you. Not even God didn't download a wife from heaven and then you found her put in your house or downloaded into your Wi-Fi or somewhere. No, she didn't just pop up, appear and say, I'm your wife. You go and look for your own wife out of your own free will. You bring her to your house and God uses her to bless you. That is your first gift as a wife. But you will only realize this the moment you start seeing your wife as one. If you see your wife as a baby making machine, if you see your wife as a laundry machine, if you see your wife as a housekeeping machine, she will not be able to see the blessings she comes with, and you might not even receive them. She will not see the things God plans for you through your wife, because you have chosen to see the wrong things. You have chosen to see a baby making machine. And if these things, the babies are not coming, maybe the work in the house is not going well, your heart fuels up. You become angry because you've fed your head that apart from those things, your wife can be nothing else. And so when those things don't come, you're messed up. Now, the only person, one reason why you should know that children have nothing to do with your marriage, the only person on this entire planet that you have made a vow to and an oath to protect, to love, to cherish, to take care of until you die is your wife, not even your children. You've never made any vows to your children. The only person who will be with you to the end is your wife. That's why even when you have children, they grow at a certain age, they marry and they go to their husbands. The sons move out of your house and get married and settle with their wives. But your wife goes nowhere. She stays with you. So the children we have, first of all, we are not entitled to have them. God decides who to give children and who not to give children. And unfortunately for you, God's gift of children has nothing to do with your character. It has nothing to do with being good. Sometimes you can be so religious, so prayerful, so holy, you get married as a virgin and you don't get children. And we have people who have aborted 8 and they get married and get children. So how God gives children is up to Him. It has nothing to do with you being good or bad. God's favor has no human formula. He knows how He gives children. And the children we have are not ours. These are God's children through us. Get that into your mind. You don't have children. That's why they leave you when they grow up. Why do you think they leave you when they are not yours? They leave you and they begin to fulfill the purpose they were born for. They become pilots, they become engineers, they become doctors, they become pastors, they become anything. They become other fathers or caretakers of other children that they also produce for God. So they are not your children. Your job is simply to raise them to a certain level and then they leave you. But once your daughter is gone, once your son is gone, once your relatives have even abandoned you, the only person left standing with you is your partner. That is your wife or your husband. That is the only person who is meant for you until you die. The only person who should not leave you and must not leave you until you die is your partner. And if you even look at the biblical concept of marriage, the Bible says you can only divorce on the basis of infidelity. It didn't even say that if you don't have children, because children are not a basis for marriage. Ya Jama. We are not entitled to have children. If you think you're entitled to have children, kalas roa fisuk, be for yourself one. Or get into your bedroom, start inventing a child out of your machine and bring one child out. If you think you can make children, why do you need to marry? Produce children by yourself. Children are a gift from God. A gift that we are not entitled to have. A gift that God decides why to give and when to give. Some people have stayed 8 years before they can have a child. Others even 15 years before they can have. And my friend here has been married for 4 years. and he wants to leave his wife now because they are not having children. And he thinks that when he goes to the next person, he will have children. This is the problem with us. We are not entitled to have children. Let this sink. I am repeating it because I want it to sink that if you ever have children, it's a gift. It's not your entitlement to have children. The moment you have these, you will begin to see your wife as the only person who is meant for you, or your husband as the only person who was meant for you. And you'll begin to cherish them for the good things they bring into your life. Now, one of the blessings that your partner comes with is now the children. You see, that's why you don't produce children on your own. I have not seen a man or a woman who gets pregnant on their own by themselves and then has a child. No. The two of you come together as husband. And among the blessings God gives you, if in his plan children are one of them, then you have the gift of a child. But if children are not one of them, you get to have good businesses. You get to have a good heart. There are some people who have become fathers of orphanages. They run several orphanages, but they don't have a child of their own. And that is the plan God had for them, because your child doesn't have to be your biological child. A child to you doesn't have to be of your blood. Some people do not have children, but they are being given gifts to take care of as many as possible. Sometimes God doesn't want to give you a child because he wants to use you for something, and a child could be a distraction. So it's different. It's different how God blesses us. But please do not blame your partner for not having a child. And do not leave your partner because you don't have a child, because we do not marry so that we get children. If you want children, find them in the market if you can find. Or go on the streets and find someone to get you one. But you don't marry for children. Children come as a gift from God. Now I want to talk about children. When God decides to bless you with children, every child also comes with their own gift. But every child comes with a responsibility. Do you have what it takes to be responsible for that child? Sometimes we are so obsessed with having children, but we do not know what it takes to have those children. You might think you have the money and you have the houses and you have everything. The responsibility of a child is beyond material. So God knows. He knows whether you are ready to have that child or not. He knows whether if he gives you that child will become what he wants that child to be or not. Like, God literally knows why he does what he does. So when we have children, we treat them as a gift from God. When we don't have children, we believe that children come from God. We don't blame our spouses. Now, here is what happens if you leave your partner because they don't have a child. So, like my friend, many of you have already left your partners, and some of you are already thinking about leaving your partners because there are no children. You will leave your partner, you will get somebody, and maybe God will actually give you the children you're looking for through the new person. Or maybe he will not give you the children you're looking for. But one thing is certain, that God will take away certain blessings in your life that your actual true wife or true husband brought to you. Certain things you will realize or you will not realize, but certain things in your life will change for worse. You will have the children, but some things will start going missing. Your peace of mind, your businesses, your career, your relationships, certain things will get out of order and out of shape because you have disorganized God's plan for you, because you have disobeyed the laws of marriage, because you think that you're entitled to have children. Certain things will definitely go wrong. And this apply both ways. I've also seen women who choose to leave their husbands because they cannot have children and they think that the problem is with the husband. Although this is in rare occasions, but it happens sometimes. When you leave your partner, because your partner does not give you children or doesn't have children, certain things will go wrong in your life. And if you're the type who thinks that you're entitled to have children before you marry, believe me, you're not good for marriage. I am telling you the truth. If you're a type who believes that you're entitled to have a child and you're looking for somebody to give you children, you're not looking for a wife. Neither are you looking for a husband. Because a wife is your partner. A wife is your companion. A wife is your friend. And the title of a wife doesn't change whether she has children or she doesn't have children. The title of a wife is not the mother of your children. That is not her title. The mother of your children is a person who gives you children. That person can be your wife, but it doesn't mean that person is your wife. So the title of a wife is not attached to children. If you're looking for a mother of your children, you're not looking for a wife. You're looking for a baby-making machine. Now, it will be a blessing if God makes your wife the mother of your children. That is, if God blesses you with children. But again, it will still be His blessing if He doesn't give you children. Let us learn to understand the concept of marriage. And let us stop blame shifting when we don't have children. And particularly in-laws, ya jaman is bad. Sister-in-laws, husband-in-laws. I mean, is it brother-in-laws? Father-in-laws and mother-in-laws. Ya jama, leave people's daughters alone. Just because you gave birth to a son and you raised him doesn't automatically mean that he is supposed to give birth to children also. And if it doesn't happen, you don't get to blame somebody's daughter. Because even the child you raised was not given to you by your parents or your clan or somebody. Children come from God. Let us not separate marriages of our children, of our brothers, of our sisters, simply because they don't have children. And let us not poison their minds against their partners. Let a family not break because of you. Let your name not be mentioned as the reason as to why some people broke up. Leave people alone. Continue in prayer. Continue trying medical science. Continue trying. Maybe things will happen. Otherwise, I beg to end here. Thank you so much. I just wanted to shed light on this issue. Let us stop the blame shifting. Let us continue to wait patiently on God, and let us continue to do the necessary treatment if needs to be. And maybe children will come or maybe children will not come, but the marriage doesn't end because we don't have children. Otherwise, thank you so much. If you have any comments or questions regarding this, just follow in the comment section. Share your ideas and I will be following. I'll be responding where I can. Otherwise, thank you so much. I wish us to have happy families, happy relationships and happy marriages, and let us not break our families because we are not blessed with children. Thank you.